welcome to another episode of What's Up with Mr. Beck. Guys, so I'm going to make this real quick, real short. The video's already like 20 something minutes long. So because we're explaining everything that's going on with the project, so I'm going to make it quick. So thanks for sending all the good news. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do good news today because I don't want to make this video 40 minutes long, because the longer I make it, the longer it is to upload, and it's already 11:49. So to keep you in check, things to do today, okay? There's no CNN 10. You could watch it if you want to, okay? There will be a character of the day. You will send it to me, okay? Next thing, you will have an assignment that's due today. It's a part of the final project, okay? It's not as hard as you think. Use the internet. It's okay to use the internet. Make sure you're putting it in your own words, but you can use the internet to help you with finding the factual information, because that's what we would have done in class, is you would have researched it on your own. Okay, so today, in today's video, we're going to go over the project, each part of it, all 4 parts. We'll spend a lot of time explaining it, and so you know exactly what the due dates are. It's all listed here today. Promise, 100% guaranteed. The only rubric that I didn't go fully into detail is the ELA rubric, just because it's a little bit bigger, because it's a writing piece. I think that makes sense. And after I go through the rubrics that we did today, you'll understand why we didn't. However, there will be a video later on in the coming weeks that we do fully engross into the ELA rubric. Okay? So I left that out, just gave you the nuts and bolts of the ELA rubric, because that's all you really needed today. Because you're not really worried about the ELA part, you're worried about part A. So, I'll go through the whole project. Please listen to every single word. It's important. I want to make sure that you know everything that's going on with your project. Part A is going to be assigned today. So that means you can have it. And if you wanted to, you can get it done today. I'm going to be honest with you, this video is probably not going to get up to like 12:30. So, keep that in mind. Okay? So, you're going to do part A today. After I go through the video, I'm going to assign you your planet in the video that's coming up right after this, okay? So make sure you stay through the whole thing so you don't go, hey, Mr. Beck, what project or what planet do I have? You'll know your planet. You'll just have to fill it. You'll just have to wait and watch, okay? And then after that, make sure you're still watching, because I go through part A, okay? With a planet that you do not have assigned to you. The teachers all did Pluto. You won't have Pluto, promise. Sorry if you're disappointed about that. So Miss Tucker gave me the answers to the questions she has for part A, and I'm sharing them with you for my planet, our planet, Pluto. You will have a different planet, so you'll have to research your own. I think that clearly explains what's going on today. If you have any questions after this, please feel free to reach out to me on Teams. You will see today that you've been assigned to a new team. Promise, 100% guaranteed. It's a fact. Okay? That's it. So, I'm going to be quick today. I'm going to get into the precept real quick. Today's precept is better today than you were yesterday. It's simple. It's easy. I like it because it just sets the goal a little bit higher the next day. Like, let me be a little bit more organized today. Let me work a little bit harder here. For me, like right now, one of my goals is eating healthy. Like, let me eat a little bit healthier today. Let me plan my day a little bit better so I can be a little bit better today than I was yesterday. How will you be better than yesterday? Okay? All right, guys. It's finally time. It's time to start doing it. It's today, baby. Start doing the 5th grade final project, Research a Planet. In this presentation today, you will learn everything about your project. So put on your seatbelt. We're blasting off into space. Let's go. Okay. So the project is composed of 4 parts. Part 1, or part A, is math. Part B is science. Part C is ELA. And part 4 is the media project. Mr. Beck, what does that all mean? Don't worry, kids. We're going to go through everything slowly and thoroughly so you completely understand. That's why it's 11:17 and I'm just starting to record my video, because I've been working on how to explain this very specifically for you. Okay, so part A, math. So part A of math, you'll have a checklist. It'll be based off of 7 research guiding questions. You will be doing the research. You will be scouring the internet for these answers. It's not as hard as you think. I believe in you 110%. So your questions are, what is your planet's order from the sun? The diameter of your planet. No, you don't have to go out into space and measure it yourself. Search the internet. Distance from the sun. No, you don't have to walk from the sun to your planet because you'd be doing it for the rest of your life and you'd probably die in space. Okay, so research. Like I said, research. Next one. What year was your planet discovered? How many years ago was this? Oh, I think I might have to do some math there. How long is a day on your planet? How long is a year on your planet? Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Well, Mr. Beck, how is that going to be graded? Here you go. You will get a 0 if you include 1 or fewer, aka 0, components in the final project and fail to submit this project checklist on Teams. That'll be open today. Okay, students, how do I get a 1, Mr. Beck? Students will successfully include 2 out of the 7 math components from the final project checklist, and they will complete and submit the checklist to Teams. Okay? 2, very similar to 1. The big difference here is you only do 4 of the 7 components, and you turn it in on Teams. And number 3, to get all 3 points, you need to include 6 out of the 7. Why not just do 7 out of 7 of the components from the project checklist included on the final project? They will also complete and submit the math checklist on Teams. Okay? So that's one simple, easy, quick rubric for your project, part A. Okay? We'll go into more details about part A today because that's the part that's assigned today. So let's talk about it. The important dates for part A. So today, Friday, May 22nd, 2020, part A is assigned. Mr. Beck, 1 to 2. Well, let's look down the timeline, children. And Tuesday, yep, that's right. You have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, May 27th, 2020, part A is due. Okay? Makes sense. Let's go into part B, science. My part. Okay? Checklist science questions. You're going to have to tell me the number of rings and or moons, if any, of your planet. Okay? You're going to describe what it's like on the planet. What's the temperature? Is there weather there? What would somebody see if they went there? Etc. Okay? Then, description of what the planet is made up of. Is it a rocky planet? Is it a gassy planet? Is it full of ice? Etc. Okay? And then here's the big part. You have to give me at least 5 extra details about your planet that you found interesting and factual. Mr. Beck, what's the word factual mean? Well, kids, that means true. Okay? So I need you to make sure that you're finding true information. So when you're sending me mine, we'll go into more details when it's due. When you're sending the information to me, I want you to send me the link that you found the information at, because I know you're not just pulling it out of your brain because you haven't researched that much about these planets in your free time. Okay? So how am I being graded? I'm not going to read off the categories again. I am going to talk about how to get graded. Okay? So a 0 is not doing the project. Okay? That's for everything. So if you don't do anything, you get a 0. Okay, so now what happens, Mr. Beck, if I did the project, but everything I did was wrong and made up? Well, because you at least made the effort to do something, you are going to get a 1. Okay, so that means you have information and it's not correct. You did something, you turned something in. You have 1 to 2 details about your planet that were true. Okay, now going on to 2 points. Well, all of my information is accurate, it's true, but it's not very detailed. Like I said, there's a ring, there are moons, okay? Same thing for the other ones. You told me it's a rock planet, but you didn't tell me the minerals. You told me it rains there, but what does it rain? Okay, you gave me 3 to 4 details that were true. And then 3, how to get all the points. Accurate information with specific details. You told me the rings. You told me what the rings are made of. You told me the moons. You gave me their names spelled with proper nouns. You told me the description of the planet. It's a rocky planet and it has these minerals in it. Temperature. You told me what it rains there. Does it rain water? Probably not. Okay? Is there weather there? Tell me the types of weather that's there. What would somebody see? You use vivid details here. This will help you later. You give me 5 or more details that you found interesting about your planet that are factual and true. Okay? I think that's pretty easy. You can get points for doing something. You can get points for doing something with no details. You can get all the points for doing it with accurate details and information. Okay? That's how I'm being graded for this part of the project. Let's talk about due dates for science. The important dates is Wednesday, the 27th of May, part B is assigned, okay? So that's the day after you turned in your math part, okay? And then Friday, part B is due. So you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to turn it in, okay? That's that. Going on to part C, ELA! Okay, I love the ELA part. It's very interesting. So, what is life like on blank? That would be your planet, okay? The Earth is in trouble. We need to colonize another planet in order to preserve the human race. And guess what? You were chosen to go to blank and help begin the process of colonization. Oh, yeah. It is approximately 1 month since you have arrived on blank. Write a story about a typical day or even a typical week. How it's been on your typical week has been like on your planet, okay? So that sounds like so much fun to me. And look at that. There's so much more information that you have that you've researched already that you'll get to use here. So, more details from Mr. Kemp. If your story had a genre, it would most closely resemble historical fiction. You are encouraged to be creative, imaginative, in order to make your story fun and interesting. However, you will need to include some bits of information such as scientific and mathematical facts about your planet that you are on. Well, where do I get that information? Well, probably from part A and B, okay? So, here's your checklist. For this, there's 3 things due, okay? You're going to have a graphic organizer. You will see that when it gets sent to you. It's not getting sent to you yet because we don't want you to do it yet. We want you to pace yourself and put in effort. So, a sheet will be given to you to be filled out and a T-chart. Got to have both. Then, you'll do a rough draft. Then you will do a final draft. They will be different. Okay, so I have a rubric. It's really long, and for the sake of you in this video, I'm not going to go over every detail today. However, when it gets closer to the ELA part, I promise you are going to go through each part of the rubric so you have clear and explicit details. Mr. Kemp sent it to me, but like I said, I just didn't want to overwhelm you with all the rubrics all at once. Okay, so how are you being graded? It'll be a 0 to 4, yes, bonus points that you can earn in this part of the project. So everything else has been 0 to 3. This one will be 0 to 4. Get those extra bonus points in case you missed a point earlier. Okay, you'll have ideas. Okay, the reds. You remember filling those out when you were doing classwork? Yep, those things. Organization. It's filled out. You filled out a quick outline. So when you do that graphic organizer, that's going to help with your organization of your paper. Is there voice in your paper? Is your word choice 5th grade appropriate? Is there sentence fluency? And we'll go through it, I promise. Like I said, conventions, which is going to be your spelling, capitalization, punctuation, and grammar, and 6 bullet points. Mr. Beck, What's 6 bullet points? Great question, Jimmy. Here you go, your 6 bullet points. I have my opening sentence. You're going to catch me, right? You're going to set the hook in. I'm going to want to read the rest of it. I have written at least 1 page or more. I have used at least 6 adjectives. I have used at least 5 examples of figurative language. I have used at least 3 pieces of science factual information. I have used at least 2 mathematical pieces of information. Okay? That's the other part of the project. Part A and B. Use it there. Okay. Then, let's talk about important dates. ELA, guys, it's a crunch because we want to make sure you're paced, you're doing great, and you have all the help you need. So here it goes. On May 29th, the graphic organizer will be assigned. June 30th, the graphic organizer is due and the rough draft will be assigned. The earlier you send your graphic organizer, the faster you can get started on your rough draft. Okay? Don't wait till it's due to send it in. That way Mr. Kemp can grade it and give you back feedback. And so you have more time to write. Your rough draft will be due June 5th. Okay? Like same with the graphic organizer, the earlier you send it in, the earlier you get feedback. Okay? June 8th, the rough draft will be returned to students. Okay? No matter what. If you turned it in on the 5th, you're going to get it back by the 8th. And students' final copy will be assigned. The final copy will be due on June 12th. Okay? That's it. Shabam. ELA's done. You turned in your final project. Oh, wait, but Mr. Beck, there's 4 parts to this project. You're right, Gunner. Here it comes. Part D, the media project. Excuse me. Promise you, it's not Corona. I've talked a lot, and I haven't drank any coffee. Okay, what is the final project? This is where you get to be creative and show what you have learned about your planet. You can do anything to show your learning. A PowerPoint, a video, a poster board, read your story, anything. I just want you to be creative, think outside of the box, and be awesome! Okay? I know you guys are super creative kids. You have so much time to work on this project. As soon as I start collecting all the information for A and B, I'm starting on my media project. It's due the same day as the final project, but we'll go into that. How is my media project going to get graded, Mr. Beck? Great question. So I like to be clear and explicit with my rubric, okay? Let's talk about creativity and effort. You're not going to get any points if you don't turn anything in. Fair? Fair. Okay? You'll get 1 point if you turn the project in on time. You'll get 2 points if you met most of the expectations of the outline and minimal effort was put into the project to make it stand out. Okay? So you have a project and it has stuff on it. Okay? You have your science information. You have your math information on it. But it's just a project and it looks like you just put it together in one day. Glued some white paper on it, called it a day. Drew on a poster board with a marker. Okay? That's not enough. You got to put more effort in. Okay? Here's how you get a 3. Project met all expectations. You added all the science information you found. You added all the math information that you found, and you put it in your project. Okay? The student took pride in the quality of their work. You know what it looks like when somebody tries on their project and when somebody doesn't. So that's the difference between a 2 and a 3. Did you try? Did you put effort in? Does it look like you spent hours and hours and hours on this project, or does it look like you spent a day on it? Or it looks like you spent 3 minutes on it? That's the difference, okay? Evidence of learning. No project turned in. Guess what? You get a 0. The project's turned in on time, but it's terrible. You're still going to get a 1 because you turned it in on time at least. Okay? Next one. Project shows some student learning. So you showed me some things that you learned, but not a lot. Okay? You're going to get a 2. Okay? 3 is shows exceptional amount of student learning. Okay? You want to know how I would hit this? At the end, I'd be like, I've learned so much about this planet. Yada, 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 yada. Okay? So, that's that. Okay? Well, Mr. Beck, I know everything I need to know about my project, except what the planet do I have? What planet do I have? The wait is over. Brace yourself. Drum roll. Okay, planet number 1. Mercury will go to these people: Aki, Bunk, Findley, Haas, Yankee, Kuntz, Brea, Searle, Gianna, and Titus. You have the planet Mercury. Venus. Venus goes to Armisen, Birch, Fornes, Warner, Jordan, Lindholm, Quinn, Schaefer. Woo! Earth. Earth. Nobody, silly. That would be boring. You guys already know about Earth. I don't want you to research Earth. Let's go. Come on. Let's get something more interesting. Next planet, Mars. Belser, Clark, Greenlee, Geary, Hellsaver, Joy, Lynn, Riquelme, and Slater. You are going to Mars. Jupiter will be Bliss, Cornelius, Gilchrist, Haskins, Kaiser, Mansfield, Robbins, Slocum, Huey. Saturn. We've got Brooks, Cross, Green, Hurd, Kamek, Miller, Rosenthal, Stellar. Okay, those are your planets. Uranus, Brown, Dutton, Green, Irvin, Kurzweil, Plotz, Maria. I'm not even going to try it because I always mess your name up. Stevens. Neptune. Button, Hitchcock, Little, Coleman, Shaw, Sadler, Rulo, Habener. You have Neptune. Okay. Pluto, Miss Tucker, Mr. Beck, Mr. Kemp. You better rock this project out. You've got Pluto. That's right, kids. We're doing a project too. Okay, so now you know your planet. Please make sure you keep watching this video because there's important information on how to answer the questions in part A in it. So keep going. So, question 1 in part A on the checklist says, what is your planet's order from the sun? So I'm going to give you an example from part A. My planet would be Pluto. So the example 5th grade answer is Pluto is the 9th planet in our solar system. So if you have a different planet, you have to find out what order it is from the sun. Okay? Next one. Question 2, the diameter of your planet. Okay, example 5th grade answer. In geometry, the diameter is a straight line passing through the center point. Pluto's diameter is 2,370 kilometers. Mr. Beck, is it important to have a label? I don't know. Ask Miss Tucker. She's the math teacher. Yes, it's important to have a label. If you just put 237 or 2,370 nothing, I'm going to be like, what are you talking about? Chalupas, tacos, diameter? What are we measuring it in? In toes and pinky toes and pinkies? You get my point? Have a label. Okay, exemplar from part A math, planet Pluto. Question 3, distance from the sun. Estimate to the 10th place, or nearest 100th million. Okay, example. This one pay close attention to because I think this one's probably the toughest one. Pluto is about 3.7 billion miles away because it's 3,670,050,000 miles from the sun. I think I read that right. I might not have. I'm not the best here. I could also estimate to the nearest 100 million miles. So I would say there it would be 3,700,000,000 miles. Both of these estimate numbers are equivalent but expressed in different ways. So I'm looking for you to do that with your planet. It's not as hard as you think. Use the internet, kids. Okay. Next one, question number 4. What year was your planet discovered? Example for a 5th grader is, I did not put the answer there, so I'm going to look at it real quick. Boop, 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 boop. And you'll have this checklist here. Is Pluto was discovered February 18th, 1930. I'm going to copy that. Control V. Copy that. Put that right in my presentation real quick. Whoop, 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 whoop. Boom. Okay. Now it's there. Delete those. Okay. Thanks for your patience, guys. I appreciate it. Play from current slide. Okay. Next one. Exemplar for part A, Math, Planet, Pluto. Question 5. How many years ago was this? You have to do some math. So, the 5th grade example answer, Pluto, that's 90 years ago because 2020 minus 1930, the year it was discovered, equals 90. Okay, do you get how you did that? You took the current year and you subtract the year it was discovered. That'll help you get your answer there. Okay? Awesome. Next, here we go. Exemplar. Part A, Math, Planet Pluto. Question 6. How long is the day on your planet? Okay, the example answer, a day on Pluto lasts about 153.3 hours. Woo! It's a long day. Would you like to be in school for that whole day? Man, that'd be a long day. Okay. Exemplar from Part A, Math, Planet Pluto. Question number 7. How long is a year on your planet? Example 5th grade answer. A year on Pluto is equivalent to 90,520 Earth days. That feels like this year. I'm not going to lie to you. That's exactly how this year feels. Feels like the longest year of my life. And we're only in May. But yeah, so there's your answers there. Those are your examples. Okay, guys, so now you have learned about your project. You have learned what your project entails. You learned about how you were graded. You learned about the due dates. You know what planet you have. And you also know what to do for Part A that's getting assigned today. Okay, so what do I have to do? You're going to get the assignment. You're going to return it to Teams. There's a new Teams. It's 5th grade final project Teams. Okay? That's where you'll see it. Okay, so that's it. That's today's show. I'm going to stop it like that. Boom. So, today's Star Wars character of the day is, for the ladies out there, the most fashionable girl and woman in Star Wars, Vice Admiral Hondo. Look at her hair. Yes, it is pink. Yes, she's wearing a beautiful pink dress. That doesn't really happen. She's got some sick bangles, and if you look real close, she's even got jewelry on. Like I said, most fashionable lady in Star Wars. Today's character of the day, Vice Admiral Hondo. Okay, so that's it for today. That's our show. As always, hashtag choose kind, hashtag stay awesome. Have a wonderful weekend. There won't be an episode Monday. Mr. Beck out.